Alright, since I've been kind of on a Gideon kick for a little bit, I really have two optics from Gideon. I don't have the bandwidth to test everything, but I wanted to look at two. I started really with the red dot sight, and I went over to prismatic, and then I came back to the enclosed red dot sight to finish up, which is really what we're doing now. So the enclosed red dot sight is set up here as an offset optic. It's called the Gideon Mediator. Size-wise, it's a little bit bigger than the Acro, but in that same general size range. It's about, what is a 16mm lens. It fits the Acro footprint. In this case, it's sitting on an offset mount from Reptilia, and it's paired to my 1:10 Delta Striker, 1:10 by 28, which I really like. And as is, it becomes a very nice designated marksman rifle combination. Again, the review is going to be embarrassingly short. I took this dot with me to an AR carbine class in Florida in February, where we got rained out. My primary optic, different one, not this one, got soaked with water. This dot survived everything with flying colors. It was literally dragged through mud. We were shooting at weird shooting positions. That was really where the enclosed red dot sight has all sorts of advantages compared to the open emitter. In those conditions, open emitter would give me a ton of problems. It was raining, we were in the mud, there was all sorts of shit. With this one, there is a window in the back, the window in front. When it all got covered with mud, all I did, I took my thumb and removed the mud and kept shooting and survived the class. After that, I put it for a little bit on my 10mm Glock, just to see if it survives the slide. It does. No real issues. And then I passed around a little bit, and in the end, red dot sights in this general size range are a little bit bigger than I like on handguns so far. But I really like them as auxiliary red dot sights on carbines, and I think this is where it's going to stay. I'm extremely happy with this combination as is. The Mediator is available basically with a choice of 3 reticles. You press the plus button to switch between them. There is a 3 MOA dot, 65 MOA, I think, a circle, or just a circle or a circle dot. On a sight like this, and you can see the picture, the body housing is relatively prominent. And on this type of a sight, I usually prefer to just have a center dot. And on the periphery, I just like the housing. And on a rifle, basically, even if I forgot to turn this on at closer ranges, at CQB ranges, anything I see through the window, I can shoot, as long as my face is touching the stock I'm on reasonably well enough. There are, I think, 10 illumination levels. It goes, first couple go very low. The highest one is very, very bright. We're in the middle of a sunny Albuquerque day. I have no problems acquiring the dot and moving very, very fast. It's powered by normal 2032 battery. The battery seems to last for a long time. I have not had to replace it so far. I'll run it until it's dead and see how long it's going to take. But so far, it doesn't seem like there are any issues. The sight is equipped with a shake-awake technology, so if you leave it alone for a little bit, it just shuts off, and when you pick it up, it senses it and turns on again. It doesn't mean the battery is going to last forever, because it still has to sit in this dormant mode where the motion sensor is running, but I think it's going to work for a very long time. I habitually change all the batteries before New Year's. With this one, I have a mind to just try to run it until it dies and see how long it takes. It's been several months already. I got it late last year. I used it in the class in February, quite a bit since then. It's still in the original battery. So no complaints, and I'm fairly happy with it. Is there anything negative? Well, it's a fairly beefy sight, right? So it would be for pistol use. I would prefer the housing to be a little bit more slender, but there are potential issues with that as well. The only thing I'd say is that for pistol use, I would have liked an option with a larger center dot. I know people like to say that center dot and a circle is a better combination. In some ways it is, but there's a lot of personal preference here. For pistol use, I really learned to like dots in a 6 MOA to 8 MOA range. This center dot here is 3 minutes of angle, and that I like well enough on carbines, which is why it's really probably the biggest reason why it is ending up on a rifle above all else. Parallax looks to be corrected at about 35 yards or so. The manual says 33, so I'd say it's close enough. Even a little further out, I'm not picking up a ton of parallax. Sweet spot is fairly large. You do see some parallax, a little bit of distortion pick up at the edges if you're looking for it. If you're not looking for it, probably won't see anything. All in all, again, it's a relatively inexpensive sight. I think it is made in Taiwan. I'll double check. And it works. It hasn't broken. I put it through hell. Now, does it mean that all of them are going to be as reliable? No, this is a sample of one, but still, it's worth noting that I beat it like a red-headed stepchild, and it basically laughed at me. No issues, no real scratches. Anti-reflective coatings are decent. Distortion control is decent. Parallax is very well controlled, very easy and quick to get behind. It's nice and it's beefy, and I think as an auxiliary sight on a carbine, it works great. On full-size handguns, I think it's a very good handgun optic. If the 3 MOA center dot is something that works well with your eyes. I have a mild astigmatism, so for me, larger dots just look better. But the collimation quality on this one is not bad at all, right? The dot is slightly distorted, but the edges are sharp enough where I don't have any issues placing it just right. Now that's that. That's the Gideon Mediator for you. A nice, well-made, and rather affordable option, which is always a nice thing to see in a burgeoning enclosed red dot sight field.